Welcome to the Every Brain is Different podcast. It is Samantha and Lauren here with you, and today we are talking about clothing choices for your kids and just something that happened that I've noticed happening. This is why we're talking about this, because I asked my occupational therapist if this was typical of autistic and ADHD kids or just my kids doing their own thing.
Or quirky.
Yeah, or quirky. And it opened a whole can of worms when we started talking about this. So what happens is I buy my kids something, they say they love it, and then they don't wear it for 6 months. And then after 6 months, all of a sudden it's their new favorite thing. And I was like, what is happening right now? And so we're going to talk about that, like get into that, like why they do it, what we can do to maybe eliminate that. It's fine if they do that to a point, but for example, I bought my kid sneakers because he needed new sneakers. His sneakers had holes in them. And then he refused to wear the sneakers that I bought and continued to wear the ones with holes in them for 6 months. And then after 6 months, when the sneakers were almost too small for him, they all of a sudden became his favorite pair, and he refuses to give them up now, even though they're too small for him. So that's just an
Why don't you
example
just throw
of,
them away?
I know. So, well,
Sorry.
he went to the store and he picked out his own new shoes. They weren't sneakers, but he picked out his own shoes. And so he still had the old sneakers that had holes in them, but he was wearing different shoes, just not the new ones that I bought. Like the new ones that I bought literally sat on our shoe shelf for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then and then one day he just started wearing them. And I was like, what, why? What is happening? And then I realized that this happens with clothes and like pants and shirts and anything that I get for my kids. They'll wear them at first and then they'll just hold on to them for a while and then they'll become their new favorite thing. So I asked on Idaho Autism Moms. I also asked on Idaho Autism Moms about this, and a bunch of people were like, yeah, my kid totally does that. And they had some suggestions that I want to give up front before we get into all this other stuff, because like I said, it opened a whole can of worms that me and the occupational therapist talked about. But if you want quick ideas of how you can help your kids maybe wear their stuff sooner than letting it sit in their closet or them refusing to wear it forever, they had some great suggestions. They said that they put the clothes in their kid's closet and don't say a word about them. They don't say, "Oh, look at your new clothes. Look what I bought you." None of that.
That's smart.
Yeah, they just put the clothes in the closet. No pressure, nothing. If the kid sees them and wants to wear them, that's great. But they put them in the closet and they take the
Like it's always
tags off
been there.
first. Yeah, and like it's always been there. And I thought that was genius.
That is
Or, yeah, I think it's genius because you take away the pressure of wearing it, because I never thought about it, but kids, when you say, "Look at this, look what I bought you, I'm so excited for you to wear it," that creates a lot of pressure on them to wear
They
it,
have
to
to
like
like
it.
it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that they have to like it. And so I thought that was genius. And then this one mom said that her son likes secondhand clothes because they're worn and so they're softer, but he doesn't like wearing clothes that other people have worn. And so she just goes to secondhand stores and buys the clothes and takes the tags off. And a lot of times they look brand new anyway.
Uh-huh.
And she takes the tags off and then she puts them in his closet, doesn't say a word, and then he wears them. But if he knew that they were secondhand, he wouldn't wear them because he doesn't like other people wearing his clothes, but he likes the clothes secondhand because they're softer and they're
Yeah.
worn, you know?
Yeah.
So
No
that's another
scratch.
thing. Yeah, I'm all about like being honest with your kids, but I think that's genius because he gets what he needs and he's fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that that was just so smart to take away the pressure, take away everything, because that's what my kids do. I think they forget that that thing ever was new. And then after 6 months, they're used to seeing it in their closet, and then they just pick it out and wear it like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And then I'm so confused. Or my kids will go through phases where they wear certain things, and then all of a sudden they hate that thing and they will not wear it at all. And then it will come back around and they'll love that thing again. So just follow your kids' lead with what they're wearing. If you buy them new clothes and they hate them or they don't wear them, don't worry about it. They'll wear them
Yeah.
eventually, maybe. And just remember that it's all about sensory safety, predictability, and familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are driving your kid's nervous system. So when you introduce a new piece of clothing, they might be worried that, oh, is it itchy? Is it not soft enough? Will it make me too hot? Will I be too cold in it? And that they might have all those fears about the
This is
clothing.
new. I don't have the answers
Yeah.
to that yet.
Yeah, yeah. So just remember that when they don't wear something, they're not being stubborn, they're protecting their nervous system. And so when I was a kid, I remember this vividly. I had these dresses that were so itchy. I hated them more than words can say. And when I was wearing them, all I could think about was they're itchy, and I couldn't do anything else with my life because they were just itchy, itchy, itchy. Or I had this pair of pants that I said choked me because they were kind of tight around the waist.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom would make me wear a belt all the time to keep my pants up, but belts choked me. And so I don't even know how else to describe it. I just felt like I was choking and I couldn't breathe whenever I wore a belt. And so that's all I thought about. But my mom made me wear them. And I'm not blaming my mom. Like she did, this is fine. This is how all parents were back in the day. Like you do what you're told to do, you know? But all I could think about when I was wearing those clothes was how uncomfortable I was. So I'd go to school. I didn't learn anything when I wore those clothes to school because I was thinking about how uncomfortable I was. So you have to remember that your kid has their nervous system and they can be easily overstimulated by clothing. And
Mm-hmm.
if you send them to school and they have a meltdown while they're at school because they're already like super escalated inside, and then one little thing happens and they have a meltdown and then they get in trouble and then they have to go to the principal's office all because they wore clothes that weren't comfortable to them.
Yeah.
And so we have to, as parents, we have to think about why we want our kids to wear the clothes that we want them to wear. Is it social expectations? Is it we want to protect our image, or we feel pressure from family, or we want our kids to look put together? We just have to really analyze that and ask ourselves a question. Are we wanting them to wear clothes for us, or are clothes a functional tool that they can use in
Yeah.
their lives? And it doesn't matter what they wear.
Yeah.
And that is something that I am learning because my family's not materialistic, but my mom always taught us to really look at how we dress and how we present ourselves, which I think is important. But you can be comfortable and appropriate at the same time for like if they're going to school.
Yeah.
I always imagined that my kids would go to school in jeans and a nice t-shirt or a button-up shirt or a polo shirt, whatever. My son wears sweats every day. And when he wasn't wearing sweats, when he couldn't communicate that his jeans were uncomfortable to him, he had a meltdown every single day at school. When he started wearing sweats, he was totally fine. And so it's more important to me that he be comfortable at school than to wear
Learn.
jeans, and
Yeah.
actually learn, do what he's there to do. But I totally understand that you can feel this pressure to look like present a certain look from your kids. Like you want them to look put together. But you can get nice sweats, you can get nice clothes. They don't have to be the typical clothes that people wear. So another example, today was picture day, and I wanted my daughter to wear this certain outfit because I thought it was super cute. And when I bought it, she said she liked it, but then she wore it for a day and she's like, it's itchy. I can't handle it. And I tried again. I was like, will you wear this? And she said, no, it's itchy. And instead of fighting her on it, because I could have made her wear it,
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? Does it really matter? I mean,
No.
it's a classroom picture.
Yeah.
It's not gonna matter. She looked nice. We did her hair. You know, she dressed in an outfit that matched. That's where I draw the line with my kids. It has to match. It can be wild, but then think about that too. Like, is that really important?
Well, does it have to match?
Yeah, my daughter thinks that matching means wearing all the same color, so she just wears different shades of the same color, and that's matching. And so I'm trying to teach her that colors can coordinate. This is off topic. This is totally a me thing. But that, like, she's usually okay with changing her clothes so that things match. But if she wasn't, is it really that big of a deal if something doesn't match? That's just something to ask yourself. There's some things that, you can accommodate and some things that you can't.
Yeah.
And that's just something to ask yourself. But just remember that the pressure hits differently for autistic and ADHD kids who already feel like they're watched all day, who already feel like they're corrected all day. And so then you put clothes on them that you say you really, really want them to wear. And if they're like people pleasers or something, then they might wear it. And then they're going to be uncomfortable all day long. And then, like I said before, they're already going to be like overstimulated. And then one little thing happens at school that overstimulates them more. And then they're going to get in trouble. And then they're going to go to the principal's office. And then they're going to be called like the bad kid, in quotes. It just snowballs. And so just think about why you want your kids to wear the clothes that they wear. That's all I'm saying.
Is it worth it?
And is it worth it? Yeah. So I have received a lot of pressure from people in my life who see my kids. And they say, well, your middle child who wears jeans and a long sleeve shirt every day with a hood because of anxiety, he has to be covered up. He looks nice. But your other son that wears a hoodie and sweats every day, why do you let him dress like that? Why do you care?
How is it affecting your life?
Yeah,
You think at first.
I
I'll
actually,
answer.
yeah, I actually asked someone that one time. I was like, how is this even affecting you? Nobody at his school even knows that he is associated with you because it was like a friend of mine or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, this doesn't even reflect on you. Are you worried that someone's going to see him and be like, oh, you're a friend of Samantha's and her son is dressed in sweats and that reflects poorly on you? That doesn't even make sense. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'm just worried what people are going to think about you as a mother. They're going to think that I let my kid dress comfortably so that he can focus at school and get the most out of school. That's what they're going to think. Well, they might not think that, but I don't care what they think.
It's like, well, I know that I'm a good mother and their opinions don't matter.
Yeah, yeah. Because we have to remember when we get new clothes for our kids, there are so many things that we might not even be thinking about, like the textures. I know for me, if you bought me something velvet and I had to wear that, I would probably throw up because velvet and me do not get along, and silk is even worse. So if someone bought me something that was silk or velvet and they're like, you have to wear this every day, all day, I would lose my mind and I would probably throw up because that's how much it affects me. And just remember that your kids are the same way. They might not be communicating this, but if they don't want to wear something, there's a reason why they don't want to wear it. And just respect that.
Yeah.
So you have textures, you have stiffness of new fabric. So maybe that's why they're not wearing it because new clothes are kind of stiff. And then there might
Even
be,
after the first wash, like
yeah, yeah,
like, you gotta go through a few cycles.
yeah, yeah. And then there might be seams, there might be tags, there might be waistbands that, really affect them. It might fit weird. The temperature might be weird. They might not be able to move like they need to move. And so when they see something new, they might need to just have a time to adjust to it and get used to, oh, I'm going to wear this and it's going to be okay. And not just, you have to wear this right now.
When you get new clothes for kids, most people hopefully wash the clothes first. Sometimes it's not enough. I think it could be helpful, like when you are doing your kids' laundry, because I know sometimes a lot of parents have them, fold their own laundry and stuff like that. Like slipping that in the wash, one, it's getting washed again, so we're getting out of that stiffness, but then it's also like visual, like, oh, it's part of my laundry. I must have like worn this at some point, and then goes back in the closet. You could do that like a couple times. It might get worn sooner. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And just remember that familiarity, like you were just talking about, the more familiar you are with it equals regulation for the autistic and ADHD nervous system. And so the more they see it, the more they fold it, the more they look at it in their closet, the more familiar they're going to be with it. And that means safety and security.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about was if your kid wants to wear the same thing every day, just wash it every day. It's fine. I had a friend in fifth
Have
grade.
them wash it.
Yeah,
Some
have them
skills
wash
for
it.
process.
Yeah, for sure. I had a friend who literally wore the same exact shirt every single day in fifth grade. And I applaud her parents for letting her do that because I know a lot of parents that would be like, absolutely not. People are going to think you're weird. She felt safe in that shirt, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
I feel very passionate about this today, and it's bringing up all my memories from my childhood. So, we are going to stop there for today, and then we're going to make this a series because I have more things to say. But honestly, most of you check out after 20 minutes, and we're at 20 minutes. So we're going to make this a series. We're going to be talking about how clothing is involved with your identity, autonomy, and maybe your people-pleasing problems, and then having your kids make choices for clothing without overload. So being able to make those choices without being overstimulated. And then what clothing does your child actually need to get through the day? So we're going to be talking about that in a future episode. We might make this 2 or 3. We'll see how wordy we
It's a
get
hot
on the
topic.
next one. It is a hot topic. Like I said, it opened a whole can of worms when I was talking with the occupational therapist. So shout out to Andrea. She's amazing and made me think about this in a different way. I would just like to invite you all to our summit on March 13th. So if you want to register for that, you can go to everybrainisdifferent.com. And this is a free summit. You can get a VIP ticket if you want to. It's $47, and that gets you access to all the presenters' presentations. And then you get a recording of the summit if you can't join us live. But if you want to come, you can come for free. Join us live on March 13th. It will be about 3 hours, and we'll have panels of experts and parents and those who have autism and ADHD. And we're just going to have a discussion. The panelists are going to present for about 5 minutes each, and then we're going to do Q&As. And then we have Jessica Frew coming to talk about shoving the shoulds of parenthood, and I will be talking about connection over correction. So yeah, go to everybrainisdifferent.com, and I hope to see you there.